Welcome back, you guys. We're already on week 2. Can y'all believe that? You take a week off. Yeah. Can't speak today. Doing okay. What? Can I just please? You take 1 week off of filming and you lose all of your skills. Welcome back to episode 2 of Starting From Scratch with Taylor. This is the first week in San Francisco in quite some time where it's like really warm. When I say really warm, I mean that it's 68 degrees right now, but I'm sweating in my own apartment. I hope everyone has had a great week. If you guys remember from last week's episode, I want to make 3 sections. What do we call? Okay. Welcome back to our first segment, Weekly Favorites. Today is February 27th. So this week, it's currently a Thursday. I have not filmed since probably last Tuesday. So we're kind of going like midweek to midweek. Just in this general previous week, let's say from the 20th to the 27th. That feels right to me. Ooh, weekly favorites. Oh, I have to grab something for this one. Okay, like I said, this section can either be items I like, concepts I like, things that have been popular with my world this week. And number 1 for the week of the 20th to the 27th, I love this coffee. It's called Copper Cow Coffee. I got it at Whole Foods last week or 2 weeks ago, and it's really good. I've been drinking a French press of coffee probably every single day. This stuff slaps. It came pre-ground, which we do have like a coffee grinding machine in my apartment, but it's so loud that I just prefer to get it pre-ground. But yeah, this is the Vietnamese coffee and real vanilla bean. 10 out of 10, recommend. I've been having it every morning with my Chobani vanilla creamer. So that's addiction number 1 this week. I want to put number 2 of my weekly favorites as catching up with friends. That can be my friends back home in LA, that can be my friends all over the country, that can even be my friends here in the city. This week I had dinner with a friend I hadn't caught up with in a long time, and we just chatted for like 4 hours. I've caught up with my friends from home a bunch this week, which has felt really nice. It just feels very grounding to reconnect and catch up and make sure that you're still present in your friends' lives. So that is number 2 of my weekly favorites. I found myself being addicted to this week is my roommate's walking pad. Hannah, thank you. I really appreciate it. I have stolen it probably 3 times this week and every single time walked upwards of 5 miles. If you can get a walking pad, if you work from home, if you can get a standing desk, any of those things, I highly recommend it. I was obsessed with my walking pad like a year and a half ago when I lived in LA. I would come home every single day after work and just put on headphones for an hour and a half and walk. I think it's a lifesaver. So Hannah, shout out to you. Thank you for your walking pad. That is number 3 of my weekly favorites. And you know what? Why not? Let's throw in a 4th. Being outside. We've had some gloomy days and it is predicted to rain this upcoming weekend and I think next week as well. However, I have just like relished being outside. Yesterday was like 68 degrees, but it was completely sunny and beautiful, and I went to the park. I didn't even know that I was like feeling seasonal depression until I went to the park and laid in the sun and felt like I was flying. You don't even know when you don't even know, you know? I also did yoga the other day, and the walk home from yoga in like the sunset hour, I wouldn't call it golden hour, but you know, like right, what is that called? You guys know what I'm talking about. The period right after sunset and right before it gets dark. Dusk, that's the right word. Fascinated by how beautiful it was outside at dusk. Here are the weekly favorites, of course. We have the coffee that I like, Copper Cow Coffee. We've got catching up with friends. We have my walking pad addiction. And 4th, we have being outside. That brings us to our next segment and the most exciting segment, Try It with Tay. If you remember from last week, my whole goal of making this series is to learn more about myself, my interests, my hobbies, my skills, improve on all of those areas as well. So that is why we're doing Try It with Tay, because I'm trying to learn what I like and what I don't like through hobbies. That's the whole point of this entire series. So with that said, from last week, we're continuing our project. Last week, we started my crochet penguin, and it was quite a journey. This is the penguins in question. Also found out that the purple one does not exist. They did not provide one, which I'm feeling very offended by, but what am I gonna do? I can always go and track down some purple yarn to make her. That said, this is where we left off last week. I learned how to swap the colors, and we started the white belly of the penguin. I haven't touched this since I finished filming last week. If you remember how frustrated I got last week, I don't want that to happen again. But I want to try to finish this penguin in this episode. And then next week, we can move on to a different hobby, because this is gonna drain my life source, I fear. I'm going to refamiliarize myself. Then we have the next row of the white body parts. So we're gonna be doing a lot of color changing, back and forth and back and forth. Yay. Woo! Yay. get into this. This is gonna come back so easily. Don't quote me on that. Okay, so then rounds 9 and 10 are single stitch 12 times, 5 times the white yarn, 2 times the blue in between those, 5 more whites, and then 12 more single stitches of blue. 12, 5, 2, 5, 12. And it's a total of 36, which is what we've been doing for the middle of the body, stayed 36 stitches across. Don't forget to mark every freaking round. I just wish that I had 1 or 2 ounces more of patience in my body. We just did the 12 single stitches that we needed to do. I'm gonna have to go watch that tutorial that I put in the last video, the last episode of this, and then come back. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. We're on to the white. Also, I found out that the part that we're working top down, so this is actually his head. Oh. And these are his eyes. Do you see? We're going top down, so these are like his little eyes. See what's going on back here? This is chaos. I guess I'm working on the outside now. Before I was working on it flipped the other way. But that's gotta be the inside, because there's no way that that's showing on the outside. There's so many random like stitches and things going on here. Something that just popped in my mind was I had set my alarm for 8 a.m. this morning just because that's what I've been trying to get up to be a productive human. However, I hit snooze until like 10 p.m. because Harry Styles was in my dream. I'm not ashamed by that. Sorry, Harry Styles was in the picture. I couldn't not go back to sleep, you know? But it's taking shape, do you see? Ah, guys. Okay, so the next round I believe is the exact same. I'll do one more, show you what that looks like, but I'm getting the hang of this. We messed up. We didn't mess up in terms of like the stitching or anything, but so you have to like cross back and forth with the different colors. And in doing so, I like pulled them way too tight. So now he has like ripples. Do you see? It's not like perfectly rounded. He's like squeezing in because I accidentally made like the inside too tight. I pulled it too tight. So he's not like a perfect circle. Kind of like bubbles like that. But I'm gonna try to like be more gentle on the next round of the white stitching. The thing is I am doing all the stitching correct. Like look at, his eyes are coming together. I just pulled them inward. Poor guy. All right, well at least I know this now for the other colors, but again, there's a, you know, yep, exactly. I feel like I'm gonna cry. I knew that starting one of these hobbies might come with its challenges. Last week we got really angry. This week I'm like feeling really depressed because it's like I'm getting the hang of it and I understand it and I'm finally seeing progress. But I did something many rows back that is impacting the entire thing. And I'm not going to cry on here because why would I do that? But I'm feeling so just like frustrated because like, yay, I can do it and I did it, but boo, how did this go so wrong so fast? I don't know. And I don't know how to fix it either. Essentially, let me just backtrack. I'm like, keep moving forward along the circle, if that makes sense. So like, I just did 9 stitches from where the like little thing is. Hello? I did 9 stitches from the first one to here, but I'm supposed to be able to fit in 11 before I switch to white, but there's no more room to fit anymore. So it's like my first stitch keeps moving closer around the circle when it's supposed to be staying in one area. I don't know where I messed that up or how I messed that up, but you can see the line moving down where I keep moving over the first stitch, and I don't know how that's happening. And I've made it so far that I really don't want to have to go back. Why is this making me cry? So I'm just gonna do the 9, add 2 on to the other side at the end instead, and continue with the white as it says, and hope that maybe I can just keep it that way and in my brain just like take from one side and add to the other and hopefully do it right next time. Because I messed up somewhere in there and it's really driving me insane. I'm not giving up. That's not what this is about. I'm just reevaluating. This is ridiculous. I'm crying over yarn, but I just am feeling a little bit disheartened at the moment because how did you even manage to do this, Taylor? I have no idea. But again, this is what learning is about. I will not be doing this on the other penguins, obviously. I will try to figure out the issue prior to starting the other ones, which is kind of why I'm glad I didn't start the other ones before starting this entire endeavor because there's some kinks I have to work out, clearly. At the end of the day, the back of it doesn't matter as much as the front does, and as long as I do the white part correctly, I think it'll be okay. And then I'm just gonna go from there and hope that it all works out. But now that I have the hang of it and I have the outline, I can make him again if I really want to. But I'll do better with the green and the pink one, hopefully, and then we shall see. I'm really excited to announce that I no longer need the tutorial for changing the string. Like, I'm completely understanding changing the string. I no longer have questions about technique. I'm just now frustrated with how I made such a mistake in counting and trying to figure out where I went wrong in terms of that. But the next 3 rounds, 12, 13, and 14, are the exact same thing. So what I'm gonna go forward and do is, because I somehow got 2 stitches off kilter, I'm gonna do what I was doing before and do the 9, 14, and then add 2 on to the end to do 13. Try to keep it in place. Because if I can do that, then the rest of the body should follow that format, and then I'll just tack 2 from the front onto the back of whatever it is I'm doing to try to stay aligned. And I'm praying that that is going to be possible. We're adapting. We're not gonna fix it, but we're adapting it. I don't know if that's exactly how it's gonna go down. I'm praying that it does. I'm gonna do the next 3 rows on my own, because if I have to keep giving updates, I fear I'm gonna cry again. Okay, wish me luck. This just happens sometimes, but you know what? This was the whole point, is I'm not shying away from any frustrations when it comes to learning new things, and we are going to make this happen. And I'm excited and very relieved to say that I did find the solution, that the idea that I had come up with was exactly what I needed to do, and it's been successful for the last 3 rows. So I'm midway through row 13. I got the track to start going straight up. It worked out perfectly. See? Also, it's a disaster on the inside, but it's working. It just looks really funny. But I feel better now. The only part I'm worried about is the decreased stitching, because remember the top, we had to increase stitch it. Do I skip over rows? Like, I'm gonna have to learn how to do decreased stitching now. I'm just happy to say we are over the frustration, depression moment that we had earlier, and now we are on to the rest. As you can tell, it's like essentially nighttime. I've just been sitting in the dark crocheting this whole time. But as we last just checked in, I'm really getting through, we're really getting through the body, okay? He's really coming along. That said, I'm gonna finish this row and I think I'm gonna be done. But I wanna show you guys the sunset because it's really, really pretty actually. Hold on. I ended up putting on Brooke and Connor Make a Podcast because I think that I was just feeling really low and frustrated and like lonely, which is like weird, should whatever admit that, but it was just putting me in a really weird headspace and just like I needed to focus on something else rather than just like my sad winter playlist and then my frustration over this freaking new skill that I'm learning. So we've been listening to Brooke and Connor. The sunset is beautiful. I need to turn some lights on because it is about to be pitch black in here. The lighting on the camera looks great. However, the lighting in my room is quite the opposite. But let's take a little sunset break. Then I'm gonna pause here and I'll continue this probably tomorrow. It might be kind of hard for you guys to see because I have blinds. I don't know how well you can see that. There you go, how pretty. I can't lie to you guys, it looks, whoa, that's really zoomed in. Hi. I can't lie to you guys, it does look, it looked better about 5 minutes ago. But that's a girl to do. Thank you guys for bearing with me in the miniature funk that I just got into for literally no reason. And hopefully tomorrow's finishing of the penguin will go a little bit more smoothly. I am determined to finish this penguin in this episode, so I'm gonna do what it takes. If I can get most of the white body done by tonight, I think tomorrow will be a breeze. A girl can dream of finalizing the bottom half of the penguin and then adding like the eyes, the little nose, all those kinds of things, like the quick little tiny pieces. I'm hoping will be easier said than done probably, but we're gonna see how it goes. So see you guys tomorrow. If I hold the, shit. Oh God. It's the next day. I am in much better spirits today. I got like a full 9.5 hours of sleep, which I think was very necessary. Something that I noticed this morning, which is not anywhere close to ideal. This might be kind of disgusting. Pro tip, if you're dealing with, I should have thought about this prior to this whole progress, but like future crochet girlies out there, girlies, guys, whatever, future crocheters, if you will, should take note of this. So essentially yesterday, after doing my makeup, I did not thoroughly wash my hands enough. And when dealing with white yarn, you can see dirt very easily. So unfortunately, the tops of my little guy's eyes are a little bit stained with makeup. And I'm wondering if there's a way that I can clean that after the fact. I washed my hands vigorously this morning, so that will not be the problem today. However, I did definitely get discouraged yesterday and kind of sad because I don't want him to be dirty. But that's just pro tip for crocheting in general, I think, is yarn attracts things very easily, I guess. Because honestly, you can see makeup on the blue too. It's just more prevalent on the white. So if you have dirty hands by any means, please, for the sake of your children, and by children I mean my penguin, please wash your hands like vigorously, because I don't want that happening ever again. All of that said, look at my progress. I'm so excited. We're coming to the end and I'm gonna finish this morning if it kills me. Guys, I'm really excited to finish this penguin. I'm also excited to announce that there's only 15 minutes of the tutorial left, which means that we've done almost, well, I mean, of course that means we've done almost the whole thing. But the fact that the thing was 50 minutes, maybe next time I can see how fast I can make one of them. Because if the tutorial is only 50 minutes and now that I understand the entire format, maybe I can do it in 50 minutes. The last row that I did was row 15 and I did 12 blue, 12 white, 12 blue. But because of the way that I messed it up yesterday or whenever that occurred, which I completely fixed, which I'm very proud of myself, I did 10, 12 white, 14 blue. I like actually sped past the tutorial video. So that's pretty exciting. We are decreasing the white body still. So this is he's gonna round out pretty quickly. I think we're coming to the end. Round 16 is 14 blue stitches, 8 white yarn stitches, and then 14 blue stitches again. She just sent me through a loop. Hold the phone. So we finished that row 16. And then guess what this girl does? Pulls this out for some reason, pulls this out, the white, and cuts it. So we're officially done with the white part of the body. I really felt like if you just cut it, won't it like unravel? 2 stitch reduced to 1 stitch. We're moving down the body, you guys. 2 regular, 1 reduced, 2 regular. Then you repeat that. Okay, we're going from 36 stitches to 30 stitches. Now I have to find another tutorial to see how to decrease. I will link the tutorial that I find for decrease stitching in the description of the video. To do a decrease one, you do what you would be like normally doing for a stitch, but instead of backing it to make one, you do the next hole the same thing. I'm just gonna link it for you guys because I can't explain this to you. Echo, pause. I did it. It's slowly coming inward now. What if I get to the stage where I can make clothes? Or like a crocheted bag actually would be like probably the goal. Okay, we decreased 1 whole row. I think it's just gonna keep doing that. It's getting really tricky though to like hold on to because it's like a little ball. But look how cute he is. I'm not kidding. This is like maybe one of the best feelings ever. How am I gonna get the stuffing in there? That's a problem for 2 hours from now, probably. No, honestly, there's 6 minutes left of this tutorial. Question for give me probably 20 minutes. We did it, another row, it's getting closer. Can you see that? That said, it's getting really difficult because it's so like close together. We got down to 24 stitches. The next round, we're getting down to 18. But anyway, the shape is coming too. I feel really bad still about the top part because he's a little misshapen, but he's so cute. We got to the part where we put the fluffing in. They do it in the tutorial, so I'm not crazy. Okay, so then you're supposed to just pull out this string, I guess. See where I initially started messing up and then fixed it. It was supposed to be straight down the whole time, like over here, but he's just got a crooked spine. You can also see how it's dirty. It's disgusting. This is a lot of fluff actually. Okay, I'm just gonna, I guess, stuff him. I'm actually look at how far, like, I'm actually pretty impressed with how far I've come in a week. But I started this, today is Thursday. I started this last Monday or Tuesday, and I just made a whole penguin. Pretty proud of myself actually. Okay, well, you can still kind of see that he's a little bit messed up, but how cute. Oh my god, darling. Gotta find a name for him. There's this restaurant that I used to go to in LA all the time growing up, and it was called Tony P's. And I think it still exists, but I could be wrong, in Marina Del Rey. And for some reason, because this is the penguin that has the fish, I want to name him Tony P. So welcome Tony P to the world. Once he has his little fish, he'll officially be Tony P. I think we're just gonna keep working on this until it's closed. It's getting really difficult. But you know what? At least that's the bottom. At least the bottom is the part where if it's difficult, you won't really see it as much. Whereas like I should have realized that the top is like the part you start with. I think we're at literally the last one. She's cutting the string. Finish that row, right? So, oh my god! Do you see that? That is tiny. So then she leaves it on the ground and snips the string. So we're doing that now. Does this seem like a fair amount to you guys? I hope that's enough string. Oh! Pulls it all the way out. Yeah! We get to use the knitting needle now. The needle, okay? You guys, it's the most beautiful day out. I need to go on a walk. Girl needs to get some fresh freaking air. I don't think I left the house yesterday. No wonder I was in such a bad mood yesterday. Okay, so she pulled through her string from where like it was, right? And then she went every other stitch and then she just pulled it and the whole thing closed. I'm gonna see if I can do that because that was the last like 20 seconds of the whole tutorial, the whole 49-minute and 41-second tutorial. I hope I'm doing this right. If I am, it's gonna be very exciting. If I'm not, I'll just keep going until it pulls closed. I think I've got it set up to pull. It's going very slowly. Well, mine didn't pull as nicely as hers, but it did close. Wait, but that just means that I finished the penguin, you guys. It's February 28th. It's the last day of February, and my new skill this month was crocheting. That's pretty awesome. In less than 2 weeks, I learned a whole new hobby. I'll take it. I did one extra stitch just to, I mean, the bottom is, again, it's gonna be sitting, so it's fine. But look, Tony P is done. Put the string back on the thing and just like shot it through a different part of the penguin, tucked the string in the bottom, and then like cut it off there. He's got his quirks, and he's not by any means perfect, but he's perfect to me. Aww. Meet Tony P. Tony P doesn't have eyes, feet, a beak, nothing yet, but the body's completed. And that's literally all I could have asked for. Thank you guys for bearing with me as I bring Tony P to life. This has been quite a journey. And I honestly think I have enough blue string to make a second one. So we're just gonna keep making penguins until I've really, really, really perfected it. And in some future vlog, once all of those adorable penguins are done, I will show them off. But for now, we've got wrinkly little Tony P. Disco hour. Once every day for about 20 minutes, we get disco ball hour. I'm wondering what'll happen if we introduce this guy to the mix. Put it on top of it. Did that really make a difference? Okay, well, there we go. I love it. So it's March 4th today. I am going to put, do not hate me for this, do not hate me for this. I'm going to put the rest of the crochet penguin in the next video. I'm filming it today, but I will not be finishing it today in this video because I don't want these videos to be like 700 minutes long. I'm trying to keep them under 30 minutes. And I fear that the process took me so long this past week that we are saving it, but it's nothing really like that crazy left. It's just the little tiny pieces left. So I'm throwing that in at the beginning of the next video, and we will showcase it really fast and then get into the next hobby in the next video. So that brings me to the final segment. This is weekly update. I wrote these all as they were happening throughout the week because it's Tuesday now. Yeah, so I started filming last Thursday, and honestly, I wrote all of this stuff over the last few days just to collect it all. Part number 1 of weekly updates is songs I've been listening to. And this doesn't have to be my top songs of the week. This is just songs that I want to highlight that I have been loving, obsessed with, playing nonstop, that whole thing. So the first one is The Way I Love You by Mihalia. I had to look up her pronunciation. It's in her Instagram. I heard this recently and I immediately added it to a cooking playlist that I hadn't even started yet. The playlist is literally just that song and one other song. But every time I've been cooking this past week, that song is going on my Echo Dot no matter what. Second song is Massachusetts by Jensen McCrae. Saw her live with Noah Kahan this past summer, and you guys, that song has a chokehold on me. I cannot stop listening to it. Her voice is incredible. I'm addicted to that song, clearly. Okay, another one, and this one goes back to the Galentine's Day dinner that we had the other weekend. Good Kisser by Lake Street Drive. My friends played this and they were all like belting it. I think they played it twice, but I sat there and had no idea what the song was. So I started listening to it after that, saved it to my winter playlist, and I really just want to be able to sing along with them next time because they look like they were having a blast. One that I just love, just can't stop singing along to, is Somebody That You Can't Have by Emily James. That's the gist. Those are all my songs of the week. Okay, we've got a book update for you guys, and this is a big one. Okay, y'all. My favorite segment. Okay, add me on Fable, please, because I'm truly addicted to that app. I could not tell you a better app if you're into reading. As we talked about last time, I was reading Iron Flame. I plowed through it last week. Loved this one, and I know that that's kind of a hot take. My friend told me that most people who read the series don't love this one as much as Fourth Wing. I loved it. I think I gave it a 4.5 stars on Fable. You can go read my review on there if you are interested. I loved it. Like, I don't know. I think I rated Fourth Wing a 4 and this a 4.5. However, that said, the ending got me fucked up. I can't lie to you guys. I really like could not start reading Onyx Storm yet because, well, I have at this point, but it took me a few days to recover from this. I tried to jump right into Onyx Storm like genuinely the same day that I finished this, and it did not go well for me. I really could not process anything that was happening after the end of this. So if you're reading this, Godspeed. Just started Onyx Storm recently, but we're about 100 pages in. I'd say like 80 something pages in at this point, but I fear I'm already getting kind of lost. When I wrote this update, I was probably only about 40 to 50 pages in. I just feel like they threw you in the deep end. Because the ending of the last one was so insane, This one just jumps right into chaos. So much happens in every single chapter in these books that honestly sometimes it's really hard for me to keep up with like everything going on and every person, and the plot just stresses me out a little bit because these people can't they can't catch a break. These people cannot catch a break, so I get a little overwhelmed. Yeah, I'm on chapter 10 now. I'm page 81. So we're finally getting into it. We're finally kind of understanding what's happening in the long run of things. But yeah, the beginning stages were a little bit stressful. I'm finally getting comfortable with it. And also just like the book itself is like so stunning. It's insane. So I'm taking my time with this because I don't want the series to end and I don't want to have to wait 2 more years for the next book. So I am going to take my time with it and really try to understand everything going on. But let me know what you think I should read after this. I'm between Crescent City and like taking a break with some Emily Henry type book. So let me know what you think. I'm devastated for this to have to end soon, so I'm taking my time. Okay, and last but not least, we will do movies of the week. We watched, honestly, not that many movies last week, but there are a lot of movies I want to watch this week, so stay tuned for next week's because I think I will have some better updates of that. However, we did watch Almost Famous. It was cute. It kind of reminded me of Daisy Jones and the Six. We were playing games while we had it on, so we weren't like really paying attention, but I'd never seen it and I honestly liked it. I thought it was good. And then Always a Classic. You cannot argue with this. Easy A is one of the best. Honestly, I don't think that I could ever get sick of that movie. It's chef's kiss. Thank you guys so much for watching. That is the end of Starting From Scratch episode 2. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will put the crochet updates right at the beginning of the Try It with Tay in the next weeks. Did not want this to get too long, but it's really cute. Love you guys so much. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next week.